Welcome. It's time for our final battle report from the May tournament at Magic Stronghold in Vancouver, BC. This time, it's a one of the two top tables, which is in this case Amber on the left and Brett on the right. Amber's got kind of a classic Separatist list, which is just the Dooku box along with the Grievous box. And if you're a Separatist fan out there, definitely still good to just grab those two boxes and get started. And then Brett has the Bad Batch, and he's got the full Bad Batch, including Crosshair, who he's filled out the list with Luminara and the Clone Commandos. So Luminara is definitely a pairing that I've seen a lot online. Putting her with Crosshair. Crosshair's good at getting damage out and potentially getting wounds, so that can set off her dash for anyone on the board to get a dash and get some more out of activation movement going. So both teams, or no, his team will have 6 force points to work with, while Amber's will have 7, with Dooku bringing that extra force. The Separatist list also has some ways of getting force refresh, so they should not have trouble, or they shouldn't be running out of force. So they're going to play on Sabotage Showdown. It is, I think they said it was the force refresh on the Shatterpoint, and Amber is going first and has picked Dooku as the first pick.
Oh, Dylan, are you recording this one?
Yes. Yes, I am. So we'll see if she goes with Dooku first. If the problem is, well, she could dash her, should could have him and a Magnet Guard both dash to the ingress point, and then advance again to the edge of the close building. Should be close enough to contest that top point, but she is gonna have Kraken go instead, dash those B2s up, not taking the ingress point, probably leaving it open for Kraken himself to take that ingress point. That's through do not let them escape. And looking like she's going to spend a force for that tactical network. Probably no targets yet for Kraken to take a shot at, so just spend the force for it, get them up. Yeah, get the B2 up in contesting range, or
You had to put them underneath, didn't you?
for that objective up on the building, which it looks like he's actually almost on top of the marked point for that objective, but the objective's a little off there, but she'll be taking control of that point anyway. The back B2. Let's see if, yeah, it's got control of back one as well, so she can at least she's sitting with the 3 there. Kraken's gonna do move action. He's gonna do the hunker as well.
I just think that math also just works out because it was like on a medium base, 2 dashes. That's it. And I think you get that one too. I mean, if you're direct, no, I think you get it because if you're direct, if,
I think you. I think the map notes.
yeah, like those three, I have these.
Getting control of the 3. Brett should be,
You scored nothing.
yeah, getting control of the 2. And no one scores. Oh, struggle tracker is a little whack. Must be from the last game.
Crosshair. Yes. I'm going to do a damage.
Crosshair
to
first.
Twos, and they lose their hunter.
Okay, he's gonna go ahead with them. Do trick shot on the B2s.
Move, he gets to the ladder.
So they move their hunker, taking that ingress point up.
And I will spend a force to do his little climb and shoot thing.
So I'm gonna do the find the shot for climb and a focus action. Take a shot at B2s. So yeah, that one. They don't have great defense, so expecting probably close to a full tree on this. But he'd have to get full tree plus the damage from the expertise in order to wound them.
That is 6 that's go through still. That is my tree. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage.
Yep, so we did get the 9 damage, which goes down to 8 because of protection, but that'll be a wound. Getting that wound, gonna move, give Luminara a dash. So it gets flipped there. 3 points. Shatterpoint next.
If you use it now.
So got the Shatterpoint. Can I refresh? Force refresh from that tactile network that she used earlier. Back to full. Looking at her options here, because he has 9 health, I believe. Crosshair, but who's got some shoves? Gonna send Grievous in there, maybe.
I'm gonna go with Grievous. So he can make an ally battle droid with a 4 dash, and he's gonna be
Allied battle droid with within 4 dash, so gonna have that B2 move up.
Oh, all these stairs.
In the MMO Star Wars: The Old Republic, smugglers
Should be able to advance to the ingress point, and then advance at least in range of Crosshair. I think it'll take 2 pushes to get him off, though. Let's see. Probably try quad arm there.
A lot of people see that and they're like, your Empire logo looks weird. Like, wrong Empire.
It's ye old. It's ye old Sith.
The oldie Sith Empire.
Am I within 1? I really hope I am. Am I?
Let's let Lee decide.
Oh.
Grievous within 1 of the ladder.
Going for that back
Who am I looking at?
ingress point.
Okay. a no.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, even if it was like, yeah, I don't think there's any way to make that.
Yeah, that's fine.
So it didn't quite make it to the ingress point there. I guess the ladder towards the center point is towards Amber's side, but the ingress points towards the other two, the side points, are on Brett's side, which is kind of favoring a little bit on Sabotage Showdown, where the center is never active first activation. But she will get 2 points and a momentum for not crossing, or for it staying on Brett's side.
I block 4 and turn a crit to a.
Oh, she's doing a attack.
You score 2. And a momentum.
Right, because he does have a ranged attack.
Blow the horse, I can see who's next.
Looks like he's put,
I am going to go with Hunter. Tell a bad batch dash.
or Crosshair, or I'm sorry, Hunter must have been put in reserve earlier. He's going to advance, looks like Echo. Over to the top middle point, and then advance towards the center himself. I think he might go over and attack Grievous. He should have got a dash. Oh, that's what happened earlier. He got a dash from Enhanced Tracker. When Grievous made a move action, he got to dash towards him. We're going to do striking distance, get the dash, then 5 dice melee attack. I was also trying out the Bad Batch in this tournament, although I didn't bring Crosshair. But I kept getting tripped up on that ability because I would see melee attack and then look over at his tree and pick up 7 dice because that's how many he gets on his regular attack in melee, on the Knife Fighter side anyway. But no, it is a 5 dice melee attack. By the end of the day, I had it remembered. Okay, so he's getting 1 success through. Damage and a shove. Bump him into the building. And I wonder if he'll be...
Sure.
No, he's thinking of
Dash, he gets the ladder and goes up.
doing a move action.
Oh wait, I get to dash.
Yes, you get to dash now. I had to do
I can dash up the ladder, right?
Yeah, you
Oh yes, in melee he got a I see, he got a dash and melee expertise. Grievous also got a dash from his defensive expertise. So now they're both tying points, and so he's going to attack Kraken. Sounds like he's swapped to Huntsman.
Crits in one hit. 4 crits go through.
4 steps on the tree. Or no, he's still in Night Fighter.
5 damage, a strain, 2 shoves, and I get a dash.
5 damage, strain, 2 shoves, and dash. He does have steadfast and protection. So hopefully they remember that. Looks like he got his 2 shoves anyway. So that's a big swing for Brett, getting 5 points. Bringing him all the way up beside his momentum. And that's only 2 turns, so pretty explosive start for the Bad Batch. Wrecker hasn't even gone yet. Well, they kind of left him behind. Now Grievous is going to go.
Oh no. Yeah.
So could give out a dash to a B2 with Onward. Gonna just go straight into the attack on Crosshair.
Hunter just had a very good turn, and now Crosshair is paying for it. I block 3 and I turn a crit to a hit. He has 9 health.
I thought you pulled there. 10 damage and 2 shots.
Okay.
Alright, so getting 10 damage. Must have got a full tree there. 10 damage and 2 shoves for Grievous.
I get that now. I now have 2.
Another momentum.
2 points.
He already went.
Momentum for being on Brett's side still. So Brett's getting this struggle as long as he doesn't lose 2 of his objectives. The clone commandos are going next, so pretty good time to draw them and kind of just set up for next struggle. Probably take a couple pot shots at Grievous on their way to the center, or maybe just keep him on the back point. Sounds like he's going to focus and shoot.
That's 4 damage and a pin.
4 damage and pin on Grievous.
The other one. Alright. 2. That's 4 that go through. 2, 4, I'll do 5 damage, a pin, and a strain.
Gonna take the
That,
double pin, which becomes a damage, so still getting the 6 damage, and but gonna do a strain. Oh, and right, she should have gotten the momentum for the wound on Crosshair. He's getting momentum for the wound on Grievous now. Oh, Luminara is taking the dash off of that wound up to the point that Grievous is on. And did they... Oops. They're doing a move action now, so maybe they didn't focus that attack. Going more towards the center, but still staying on his back point, that right bottom point. Yep, and get a defensive maneuver to get one of them on the center, get them a hunker. And now the only point that Brett doesn't have, as long as Wrecker is close enough to that top right point, is the one that Dooku squad is close to, the top left. So gonna be a bit of a hard pick for Amber here.
Refresh of course.
So force refresh again. So probably, I assume, picking the one that Dooku squad is close to. Let's see what the options are. Let's refresh. Okay. Yeah, so it's basically straight across. So center either way. And then it's either, yeah, either with the layout that puts Dooku near the active point, it'll be the one that the commando is on. Otherwise, it would be the ones that Hunter is on and Wrecker is close to, so bottom left, top right instead. So pretty easy choice on that front. So now, let's see. Dooku, well, Dooku could probably move himself and a Magna Guard up to the center and be at the elevation just below the point. And as long as he could knock the commando off, then he would be able to take that point from the other elevation, which is doable, I think, in Force Mastery, or that would be Makashi, which is not his range side, but so. But if he could get, well, yeah. So yeah, maybe not. So anyway, Django is coming out of the deck. He's going to move up. He maybe did a focus for the jump.
You can jump up to here and then pull off.
And then
If you jump up to here and you pull
seeing
it,
if
you
he's
get a
close
right
enough for
here,
the
which we send for-
capture wire, but not quite yet.
Well, we're not on the same elevation, so we're still like it's tied. but then you can jump again to get up there. But you won't be able to attack.
Maybe he. I think he might have done a full move action there, actually. Given the distance, I missed what tool was used, but.
You can jump there. Pull me and shove me like down there.
Right, and then capture wire.
Yep.
And
And then I can take a focus action causing you to go.
Yep. As long as you spent the 2 force needed to jump and then capture wire.
the active ability jump and the capture wire are now doing a focus action to get another jump.
So you get
Take that center point. Unfortunately, the priority was the block, so the back right, the bottom right,
full Shatterpoint.
which is kind of too far away to get to. I mean, yeah, it might have been just a little too far for Django to get to. Brett's now getting his Shatterpoint. Not sure if he rolled for priority or if it's staying on his back point
I'll
there.
go with Hunter. And I can tell Bad Batch to advance. My first gonna go.
I'd go with Hunter. Wrecker advance to the ingress point there towards the center. And wonder if he'll have Hunter go over to the fail, that top left point, and take the easy point, or if he'll come back towards Django. The thing is, he's kind of the main one who can go for that back point. Wrecker or Echo,
5 dice.
the Commandos, basically anyone else could go for the middle point. Luminara, she's still on the deck. So yeah, probably gonna do striking distance, jump down to Kraken, and do 5 dice attack. Try to go for the wound on him on his way to that uncontested point. So keeping him in melee range. There he is.
Move. The ladder and go up.
Nope, he's gonna do the dash
And
over
then
to the other point, to the ladder.
and do my 7 die attack into.
Just got a dash off of the expertise chart again. And then gonna do a ranged attack
I will shoot the Magna Guards.
into the Magna Guards.
Bad Batch. Okay, I will put them to 3 damage, an expose, a pin, a strain, and 2 shoves. 3 damage.
4 steps through.
Pin, 2 shoves.
3 damage, 2 shoves. Every condition except for disarm. That will make Baby Guard's turn not very fun. So Dooku's gonna have to probably use his tactic ability to get rid of their pin for them. But as long as he'll dash up, I guess he does need to do a move action in order to give them the advance, in order to also get them up. So, oops, I didn't even. I'm way behind here. So, I think Amber got 2, and then Brett got 2. So Amber went ahead with picking from the deck and did get the Magna Guards, fortunately. So one of them's going to have to shed the pin first and then advance. I think looks like we're missing that pin. So gonna they outnumber Hunter, but gonna see if they can also push him off. Getting 2 successes, 3 damage, 2 shoves. As you expect from the Magna Guards. So now only one of them will have been able to attack, so it's now been pushed out of engagement.
You were exposed in pinned and strained.
So this guy would not be here.
Yes.
One can take off the pin.
Well, he's the one that attacked, so this guy would have to stay. So he can stay up there. He would go down. You would get rid of the pin. And the strain would activate, so you take 3 damage.
I'm exposed. So
I know, I gave you all 3.
Oh.
Yeah, so you would just take 3 damage. But you'd still get the point, so.
Yeah.
So yeah, they remembered the pin afterwards. Because they went ahead with the move action, they also took 3 damage from the strain. Remain exposed. Priority, so it looks like she got 3 there.
And then I keep the exposed.
Yes, until you get Luminara.
The priority is going to be the one that Hunter got pushed off of. Luminara is next, so it might be a little difficult for her to get to that point. Probably going to have to, especially being, well, Grievous is wounded, so that's not bad. Not going to restrict her movement. Probably going to, I would say, advance towards Django and then attack, hoping to shove him away. Should be fairly doable in form 2 Makashi. She does have a reposition on 1, but I don't know if she can move quite enough to be getting to that priority objective. Yeah, so he's going to reserve her, go with Echo and Tech instead. So they will be able to outnumber Django on that point. They can't get their shoves through. Tech ingressing up beside Wrecker. Echo moving in.
I will spend a force for defensive maneuvers, and I'm just going to get a hunker. Just going to stay where I am.
Taking, using the force for keep low profile, gain a hunker. That adds a die to their attack and defense rolls. But basically, effectively focusing them, and then they're gonna both attack into Django, try and push him off.
That's a strain, 2 damage, and a shove.
So getting the one shove, which will push him to the edge. And hopefully Echo can get that second shove to get him off. And as long as Wrecker and Tech are in range, 2 of them need to be in range anyway in order to outnumber Django.
3 damage, a strain, a pin, and a shove.
Getting 3 successes through getting that second shove. Looks like Echo and Wrecker are close enough to outnumber Django there. So that'd be 2 points for Brett.
And I get 2.
And not crossing 0. Oops.
So
Thing is, he could have gone for that
essentially, if you,
fail
because you need
point.
to be outside of 5 from an ally, to basically go completely on your own. So if
He could have
Django
had
were to
Echo
get, like,
go over there and
then you'd score that because you're engaged with these 2.
do an
you're
attack
range 5
on
of an ally.
Magna Guard instead, leaving that center point.
Super solo to go get
Because I thought he was reserving Lumi because the center point wasn't the priority. So I figured he was hoping for someone that could go for that back point, which Echo could have done. Tech wouldn't have gotten there. Could have still done the attack on Django, but Echo could have gone for a shove on Magna
Bingo card actually mentions reserves as being part of it.
Yeah, I know. I asked that same question.
in order to
The plan is working.
shove him off and get that back point.
That's fine. Oh, I already did Shatterpoint. Never mind, I don't get that.
When it activates
Oh yeah. Hunter had a crazy good turn.
yeah, I did.
Hunter is great.
Hunter went from here.
So she picked
He was here. He did a dash. He did an attack.
B2
Got the dash. Got to that.
last
got
in the
up,
deck,
did an attack into,
keeping Dooku for
Grievous,
last
pushed
here.
him off, and then got Tech to go up here and
B2s could definitely go for that center point. They can probably both advance it to the ingress point and get up onto the center point at the proper elevation and easily take that. A question would be probably who do they attack after? But both of the supports are in range. You could take some shots into them.
I'm just gonna advance.
Sure. Get to the ladder and go up.
And both are contesting active objectives, so they could be adding 2 dice to one of the attacks through saturation fire.
Can you get close to that point?
But it's reactive, so only one of them. That will cost 2 force though, because they're wounded or injured now.
this guy, well, you have to punch him first. You can be... Yes, but you could have moved to be contesting the point and, like, not engaged. Like...
So moving to be contesting both of the points. So if she's able to wound the commandos, she will get both points. Would be a big swing for her.
That's just one more block. 3 blocks. Okay, I reduced to 1, and I have steadfast, so you can't jump.
Just 1 damage. Getting through there, they are pinned. Oh yes, from Django.
Is 4 blocks. Okay, reduced to 1.
Just 1 more damage through. So didn't get the wound there, but she'll still get the 3 points for back point and center. So now it's down to Luminara and Wrecker or Brett. Either one could definitely get the center point. I'm not sure if he rolled for priority.
Okay, I will go with Luminara. Here. Then she is going to attack the B2s.
Back into the B2s.
And I'll coordinated fire damage.
Damage from coordinated fire of the commandos.
That's 5 to go through. That's 1,
Full tree.
5, 6, 7, 8 damage. Reposition 2 shoves.
Oh, so 8 damage. Let's see. Yeah. And there was already that damage from the commando, so even with protection, that will be another wound on the B2s. She can get a reposition first.
Is that a wound on them? Yeah. Wrecker will dash. Up.
Wrecker's getting a dash to the ingress point. Up.
That will put me, and then also got a reposition.
2. So because she can dash him up, gonna reposition towards the Amber's bottom left point.
And that's just 2 points for me. 1 for the
2. Momentum. Yeah, so finally gonna go with Dooku. See what he can do at that center point, which is now... Oh no. Brett's back point is the priority, so not sure he can get there. I mean, maybe he gets a dash, could do an advance, and then if he... where is he? Then if he gets reposition on Makashi's side, he could... I don't know if he could reach that still. So he could give himself and Magna Guard a dash. But I'm just gonna stay and attack Hunter.
I saw a very dark Lego animation, and I almost sent it to you.
I
And I was very excited
fail.
for answers. I was like, this is funny or is this lit? It was a Lego animation of
Crits and a heal.
a video of like
1, 2, 3,
close
4,
quarters combat of like
5
breaking into
blocks.
an office building and then just shooting a bunch of player characters. And it was what I would do if I could find out what office canceled Bionicle. I was just like, I feel like Matt was upset. I don't know if Matt was like murder upset.
3 damage or so.
What's up?
I get to heal 1 of that damage.
And then on the page, I can only dash away.
Okay.
Dash and then take cover.
Okay, you made a move. I can move towards you. I get to move here.
I'm just gonna stay right there.
Because you hunkered, right?
Yeah.
No.
So I just get for 1 point.
Yes.
So he Dooku did a dash and then hunker, it sounds like.
I think I'm just gonna
But
focus.
not sure how the hunker happened, but Hunter got a dash off of the move, so now he's tying up that point in this fail there.
I didn't. Thank you. Failure is that back point.
So now Wrecker is going to go last activation of this
Block 5.
deck.
This turns 4 is better.
Attacking Django, I assume.
So 3 go through. 4 damage, a pin and a string.
Damage, pin, and strain. Sounds like that's gonna wound Django.
Dash.
Oh, yeah, she got 1 point there. He's getting another momentum. And then Echo is going to dash away, kind of getting ready for the next struggle, it seems.
And then I got 2.
They'll be getting those 2 points and a momentum. Not a lot of getting that priority objective. Get a B2, have the B2s move, but that would only be potentially tying a point. Be no way to actually flip those points, really. So, but we're getting Dooku next.
You finished a move action. I can advance towards you, so I'm just gonna leave.
Should get a dash
That's me
off his tactic ability. But just went straight in for the move action, and that allowed Hunter to get a dash towards, so he just ran away because he was not going to keep that point anyway. So Dooku may just do a ranged attack into him.
Question for you. Sorry. Enhanced tracker. Dooku gets his initial dash.
Yep.
Does that count as a move action? No. No. So I could not leave. So I am still.
Okay, so that was just the dash.
That was your dash that you could send someone.
I'm gonna get the melee attack off here. Assuming Makashi, yeah.
Alright, I can reroll these 2. whole lot better. That's 2 blocks.
So 4 picks, 2 hits.
Okay.
So 3 blocks.
So he has 5 health left. Oops. 4 or 5 health left. So, yes, 4. Should be getting the wound there. Yep. Where is he? Nope. So that would get her momentum.
2 shoves and strain and a reposition.
Right.
Yeah, we are getting the full tree on. Or, 2. No, 4. 4 or 5 through.
Guys are gonna heal from Blow the Horse.
I got this.
So getting a heal from Luminara's ability, identity. Now she gets a reposition. Dooku gets a reposition. He does have a move action left, so could be moving into the board. Because the Magna Guards are already back there, and she's got that point, but gonna sit him there to make sure she keeps it. So Brett's gonna flip the commandos. I'm not sure I mean, they don't have any shoves, so there's no way that they're getting the point that Dooku and the Magna Guard are on. I don't know if he rerolled for priority there. Oh, but she would have gotten 2 points.
And they will.
Defensive maneuver.
They'll shoot the Magna Guards. This guy
Take some shots. The Magna Guards trying to get some damage on them.
Block all my hits. So I'll just be 2 damage.
So just the 1 step, 2 damage getting through.
We only block 1, so I think I had 1 more hit, so that's 2 that go through, so you're pinned and take 2 damage.
2 successes on the second one.
And then the other one will shoot.
Or no. Oh, got 2 successes through. So 2 damage and pin.
Okay, crit. So 2 go through, so 2 damage.
2 again, so 3 damage this time.
I'll wound them.
Gets the wound.
Wrecker,
I'll give
he's gonna dance, and he's gonna go down here.
someone a dash through Luminara's identity. Wrecker is going to back off into the back point.
And defensive maneuver on this guy to get out of here.
Okay, so it was a move action first. Defensive maneuver now, so I'm gonna turn that dash into a climb and go up to the center. The other one's gonna move towards threatening that point that Dooku's on.
Momentum there. I'll get 2 points. And 2 of momentum, but that doesn't matter.
2 and momentum for being on Amber's side still.
Only once has it not been that point.
Sounds like it's remaining at the fail there again. Dice must be loaded. Amber's gonna get the Shatterpoint.
Refresh the force.
Gets a force refresh. gonna take a wild guess that Grievous is gonna go next. Now the question is, does he go for the easy wound on the commandos, or try to push Wrecker? Although Wrecker has Steadfast, and Grievous doesn't really have an easy second shove. So probably just go for that wound on giving B2 a dash down to the ladder, so be contesting that point. Now Grievous can now if he gets the wound, then he could leave that point as well and tie up the back one so that it's easier to flip later, potentially. Maybe the B2s are wounded. Can't remember now.
Yep, they had it coming.
Actually, yep, they're wounded.
That's just 2 blocks. You got 4, I blocked 2.
Getting the 2 through. So that'll be 5 damage down to 4 with protection. Guess I shouldn't have been calling that an easy wound, should I? So we only needed 1 more step. So he only needed 1 more step to get through in order to get the 7 for that wound. Oh. But 2s are there to do a follow-up attack. And it sounds like that got the wound. 3 points. Oops. 3 points. So the momentum is zoning in. Does it move?
Sure.
No.
Shatterpoint.
Doesn't move still. So Brett's drawing the Shatterpoint. Hunter's there. Could potentially move in and try to shove Dooku off of the priority objective. Otherwise, he needs someone to move Grievous off of that objective, which the center objective, which Wrecker could probably do. Just do his dash and shove from his tactic ability, but that's not the priority objective, so I would lean towards Hunter moving in to push Dooku off.
Oh no, I do get the I can tell one of these guys to dash, so I'm just going to tell him to climb because he's going to do that.
So he's going to dash the commando, which can be turned into a climb. They're wounded for now, but that could change later. Doing his striking distance for the dash and 5 dice attack. 5 Nice melee attack into Dooku.
Crit and a hit.
Is a block and 2 crits to 2.
Okay, nothing goes through.
Looks like we're on Huntsman.
And then I'm going to focus and attack. Ah, to Dooku again.
Focus and attack. Just getting the 2 damage through on that first one. Switching sides for this attack.
Block 2. Block 2. And then that turns into a... So that's 4 that go through. That's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Success is getting through. There, 4 or 5 damage. Doesn't really need the reposition.
5
The
damage.
heal. Yeah, nothing to heal.
2 pushes.
So strain, 5 damage, 2 pushes, get a dash, but probably not use it unless you, well, you could block up that ladder. Push him down. Back 1 more. Wonder if we'll use, technically that's 2 dashes, 1 from the tree and 1 from the expertise, I think.
1, 2, 3, and you get a momentum. All I did was get you closer.
Oh, 3 points on that. Made it sound like he's hitting. They're hitting 0, so maybe I miscounted somewhere. But getting her a momentum as well. He's picked the Magna Guards.
That's the middle.
So priority is the one that she has. Finally moved. Magna Guards could push Hunter off. And I think the one Magna Guard could take Dooku's place where he was sitting. Should be able to sit up there. The other side like that, okay.
He's already wounded.
So between the two of them, should be able to shove Hunter off.
Blocks. So
that's 3 damage and 2 shots.
3 damage
And 2 shots.
and 2 shots. I will heal one of those damages off.
3 damage through, but Hunter gets a heal. His expertise.
You can attack with him, yeah? 1 to the edge and 1 off.
Just shove him off. Not worry about the second attack. Making sure that she gets that point flipped. Should be 3 points again.
So if I have to score all of the points to win, because if I only score,
Or unless you
I need to get all the points, and that's not possible.
Or unless you wound and they get the priority and well.
No, because I can't wound both Grievous and Magna Guards.
Oh, that's right.
Like I can't do it. So echo attack.
I think she's got 1 more momentum. They've been going back and forth 3 and 3 a little bit here, so probably landed on 0 1 more time than I knew about.
That's okay. Regardless.
So who do we get there?
Echo's gonna move down to here and go up the ladder.
Echo and Tech. So he's sounds like he's preparing for next struggle, because I think he said he needs to get 4 to win, because if he only gets 2 points, then she can just get 3 again. And if he lands on 3, that gets her another momentum. Or lands on the 0, she gets another momentum. Easy to finish off the struggle that way as well.
And they will attack Grievous.
So just gonna keep them on the non-active objectives. Take some shots at Grievous. See if we can get him ready to be wounded. Next struggle.
Hit. Crit. Hit and crit. Okay, so damage and strain. And the other one will shoot.
I'm getting through for damage and strain.
So it's 3 that go through.
3 successes this time. 3 damage plus 1 for the strain. And do a pin and shove. Shove him off the center.
And a shove. Yeah, a strain, a pin, and 3 damage.
With that big base, it's possible to, or it's kind of hard to position him in a way that he's not contesting one of those objectives.
Hunter? Yes. 70.
Yet potential to wound Hunter. I wonder if you go with, I mean, the 1B2 is already on an objective. The other one I think is underneath. If you have Kraken go move the B2 that's underneath onto the point Wrecker's on, and then get Kraken on that one that Luminara is by, bottom left, just to make sure you've got good coverage of the board. Don't really want to be attacking Luminara. I'm gonna move Magna Guard down. And move in to take a shot and probably Tactical Network for another attack. Magna Guard on Hunter. See if we can get a second wound on him.
You might get it from your tree.
My first action would be to get rid of recover the
You only had the one condition, right? It just comes back after you're wounded.
No, I wasn't wounded.
Oh, you weren't? Oh.
I picked that up too.
Okay, yes.
So, then my second action.
I have a pin though. So oh yeah, you'll probably.
Now I can't.
I'll give it a shot here.
Yeah, because he's range. Is he range 4 or 5? Yeah.
Like he wasn't wounded and had a condition on him, so had to recover that first, and then move in and use Tactical Network in order to get an attack through the Magna Guard onto Hunter there, which, well, unless she gets a full tree, won't be able to do that 6 damage, but
Heal, so I get 6 blocks.
get him ready to be wounded next struggle.
So that's 1 damage.
Which I heal immediately and shove.
So just 1 damage and shove. He got a heal off his tree, so basically no damage getting through there.
Pick 3.
One or all? The disarm or the choose.
Yeah.
That'll be the end of that struggle.
This, eh?
Go over here, secure this.
This turns on, that turns on, this turns on.
So you're gonna
No decisions for struggle 3 with Sabotage Showdown. Looks like it's kind of the play button. Or the B from our angle. And priority being on, luckily for Brett, the point that he's positioned tech. So, let's see. So, Amber's got still that top left point. Brett's got the priority, which is his top right point. Grievous, I'm not sure if he was in range or not of the expertise point there.
They will bulldoze. They can get to here and go up.
So yeah, Wrecker is gonna go.
Grievous, so they get to shove Grievous away.
Do his bulldoze, tactic ability, give him a shove. And be ready to take that point.
I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna activate the structure. They're gonna heal the disarm. I'm gonna spend 2 force to give them their assault tactics. First one shakes the pin. The second one is gonna run.
Looks like he'll be going for
Okay, I'm gonna spend 1 to
a
45
ranged attack on this.
And he's going to, they're going to shoot Grievous.
So it is
I blocked 3.
Okay, with Bad Batch I can turn that into that.
5,
Turn this
6, 7 with sharpshooter. Hold on. And then I also, if I want, can spend force to do coordinated defensive.
Wow. 5 crits.
Ooh, 5 crits.
He has 6 left, okay? So
You're within range of 1 and 2 others, so I get 2 more Fs. So this is in the mall. From this.
Yeah, so I do. So did you already take the damage from the coordinated fire?
No.
No. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 1, 6. 6 damage.
Coordinate fire from the commandos, doing 1 damage. 5 from his tree. And also pin 2 shoves. And he gets 2 dashes, but he's probably not going to move, given that he's already on the point that he wants.
I never win primary.
So that will get a wound right off the bat. And looking at giving a Hunter the dash from Luminara's identity. Get him
No one else to attack.
3 points.
Okay, and that is Wrecker.
A pin for 1 damage.
So I'll give him this,
And then 3 crits.
this,
So I'm
and
gonna
that's
do
3.
another strain, 3 damage, and a
Getting Django. Should see where the priority objective is.
and then I'm going to reposition both. I'm just going to move them both normally. Move him right on the point, and move him right on the point.
That point.
So the one that Wrecker just took.
Okay, yeah, I'd say it doesn't look like you're winning, but like
Django probably go for that. And move. Get him in range to capture wire.
Okay.
And then just jump up, and that would get it.
What happened here?
Devastation.
Yes, I'm assuming so. For whom?
Kind of both of us. She had the second struggle pretty like it was one of those things where I just couldn't take it. Like I wounded her way more than she's wounded me, but I just couldn't take it.
The objectives are incredible.
Yeah, it's a really good way to balance it.
Yeah.
Feels like a game sense.
If I go here, I can capture wire you off, right? And then jump up there?
You can capture my wire me like down there. That should get me off, yeah. As long as I'm within 3. But it costs 2 force.
Actually, just advance between buildings there.
Yeah, towards you. So
Gonna do a capture wire.
I think you have to push me the whole way, so I think I actually make it to the platform. That's fine.
And then I'm going to do focus action.
Because otherwise you spend 2 force to jump and then you'd still get to attack, but if you'd rather save the force for someone else, then you can't.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do the focus action to jump. It sounds like I think Django was wounded, so the capture wire cost another 2 to jump. So, but gonna get that point. 3
After the capture wire, you get the
back to the 0. Get them both momentum.
Wrecker, right? Yeah. Do you have the little girl in front of him?
No, not yet. I painted her separately because I wanted to be able to paint
Is
all
she
of
on a
them.
different base?
No, she's on the same base, but I'm going to put her like standing behind him because when she's standing in front of it, it's going, it's like crush her. Okay, my turn then. Crosshair.
Crosshair is down there, close to. Well, I'm not sure if he's rolled for priority or not.
I think we're still good for time. She pushed Crosshair in like the one spot where she didn't have line of sight on anybody. Perfect. But now I have line of sight of Django, right? Because he's above me.
Yeah.
Oh wait. Django was strained?
Oh yeah, I think
Take 3 damage. So I'm gonna go with Crosshair. I'm going to hit him for 1.
Crosshair is going to do his trick shot attack ability to have Django separate damage. He did have to take 3 for being strained. So that's 4 out of 9, I believe. So 5 left, which should be pretty easy for Crosshair. Not sure if he added the extra dice. Yeah, it looks like he did the climb.
Plus 2. That's 4 that go through. Will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So yeah, 4 successes. Do 6. You could get 2 heals on Wrecker, get rid of the pin. Or just do a shove, but he probably can't get him
How much damage does he have? He should
off
have 3,
of
right?
the
and 1 for
building.
1 for Crosshair. I'll do 6 damage, 7 damage, a pin. They have to heal the pin off of Hunter. Or actually, and he's going to go down to the ladder. Up to me.
Just gotten 5 successes through for 7 damage, and getting pin, reposition,
Dash, and Hunter's just going to dash to the ladder and go up.
and so again, Luminara's identity is going to allow Hunter to dash. So he's going to be tying up that other point. That'll get him 3. 2 away from getting this struggle already.
You have it now. And your Magna Guards, because your Magna Guards aren't wounded, are they?
Amber's picking Grievous.
Did I roll
You
priority?
did not.
Priority,
That point there.
and it stays, so good time to have Grievous go. They walk up. Crosshair has 9 health. I wonder if you... And is within 3 of Wrecker is the problem. So he's gonna have protection and steadfast then. Yeah, 9 health. Protection and steadfast from being within 3 of Wrecker. So that might be... Both routes might be a little difficult there to get that either wound or the shoves. Probably... I'd say you probably go quad arm. Hope that you can get 4 successes through so that you can get the double shove, but I'm not sure if that... Not sure if one shove... Well, yeah, no, you could probably go straight off the side. I was thinking of going straight back. Would hit those overhang coverings on that building. But with the angle, you could probably go sideways and miss them.
Okay, I block 2 and turn a crit to a hit.
How much health do you have?
9.
I have my whole tree. I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
11
6,
damage and
7, 8, 9, 10, 11 damage.
Disarm.
Oh, getting the top full tree there for 11 damage and disarm.
You have that back point.
So that'll get a wound. Crosshair. And then flip that point, get her 3 again. Fortunately, that's bringing it back to 0, meaning that they both get momentum, so eating Brett some momentum there. Sounds like priority's staying the same again. Who is that? Yeah, that's Hunter. Looks like.
Okay, I can tell Wrecker to advance. He's going to advance down there and go up to there. And
Wrecker coming up close to that point. Not quite close enough to contest, but in range to do something on his activation.
focus and stab the Magna Guard.
Gonna focus and attack Mega Guard, Knife Fighter, so 8 dice. All he needs is the shove really to get them off, get that back point.
He healed that. Crosshair.
God damn it!
How much health do they have left?
Oh no, I did
They're
shut
at full.
them off. I had a bingo!
One, two, three,
I shut them off with melee.
Five damage and strain and 2 shoves.
Damage, strain, 2
You got 30
shoves.
minutes. Please start adding the momentum at the end of each of your turns. As of right now.
So get them off for sure.
I don't think so, man.
That
That game feels like it was a few dice rolls.
So at that point, we just 2 this time.
Like, you pumped here really nicely. It was hard to break through. I think the only thing was you made a choice when the bounty went on Vader.
Yeah, that's it. So 2.
I think had you just been playing chicken,
And they get momentum because it's the end of the turn.
it could have really slowed me down in the second struggle.
Oh yes, and a momentum for Mission Critical, that was just called out. So 1 away. And we got B2s.
Did you roll priority?
I'm impressed by Grievous in this. Honestly, it was like a couple of turns.
He's moving to the back point there.
You win on that struggle in the back.
So B2s aren't greatest option for that.
Yeah.
But last card in the deck, so there's no options. He's full health. He could maybe move up or move towards him. Probably have to pay 2 for the extra dash. Well, do a move action. Oh yes, the one that's by Wrecker is engaged, so he can't do a full advance. You could dash towards Hunter. The other one on the ground could advance, and then they could try to shoot and get. They can get a shove through. Then, as long as they move close enough, both of them close enough, then they could take that point from the ground.
And this is the Vader that was part in the pack.
Looking at
Then if you have
going towards the
Cad Bane can spend a force.
point that Tech is on instead. Technically, it's close enough to dash from one building to the other, but Commando is kind of in the way there. Are they wounded?
10 with protection.
Right, they're wounded, but
No. Everyone's
Wrecker
either
is
wounded
not.
Or full health.
Yeah, and then you just need to wait for the other Mandalorian attack. Sabine is going to open up a lot for you as well.
Sabine's is going to open up a lot for a lot of people. She's so good.
At least it makes 2 of us. Probably. Where's
I'm just gonna shoot at this guy. No, I'm just gonna shoot.
Oh my god.
Five plus 1 for Hunker.
Joel to get the shove through
It cost 1 force. Well, it cost 3, wasn't it?
on. Oh yeah, they're double wounded, so good thing you get the shove through on Tech.
2 blocks of heal.
I don't want to dash the other one down.
So I take
just to be able to get that second attack.
And then the other guy's gonna attack him. Oh no, he's engaged with him.
Yeah.
You gotta attack him.
So yeah, the other one's just gonna have to do a melee attack into Wrecker. Might be
2 blocks and a heal.
nothing getting through on that.
So 1 plus 3, so that's 3 damage because it's 2 arms. And it's 3 damage and shove.
Okay, steadfast and protection, so just 2 damage.
And the shove does.
So
2 steps getting through for 3 damage and a shove, but only 2 getting through. His protection is steadfast.
And this will be the game, because this is Luminara.
So she will just get the 1 point
Priority.
and a momentum.
He's just gonna run up.
And then, so Brett will be taking the struggle. Luminara is going to run up,
Would these guys get off the table at that point?
see
Oh yeah, they would.
see what she can do. Maybe maybe there's some of those bingo. Okay, yeah, they're calling it there. This was still the tournament that they had the bingo card thing going, but doesn't look like there's anything left for him to do there. But that will be the struggle for Brett, and therefore the game. The Bad Batch definitely doing what it does, running around, Hunter especially running around, a lot of mobility. Wrecker being hard to move off of points, basically had to use Django in order to move him around. And the thing about the Separatist list is they kind of move as a group, but they don't necessarily, they're not necessarily great at individual units moving across the board in a turn. I mean, Grievous he's got 2 advances, but no, I mean, the repositions are late in his trees, but he can get kind of half or 2/3 across the board, but not necessarily going for those back points. Dooku, he has the dash from his tactic, a move action, could get a reposition early, but I don't think that's really included in the math in this game for how far he can get. He's kind of stuck at that back point, still kind of reserving him early, which I feel is maybe not what you want to do there, especially when the objective is at a higher elevation like that. He could be moving forward, getting a Magna Guard moving with him, and then being sitting right on top of the point and being very difficult to deal with. I think it's tempting to save the primaries for when they can get an attack off. Someone's in range for him to get a melee attack, but his value is, a lot of his value is in being able to just kind of sit on a point and say, this is mine, you're not really going to take it, especially sitting beside a Magna Guard. So, but anyway, that is kind of a classic Separatist list against the new Bad Batch in its entirety, along with Luminara and the Commandos. And so next time it'll be a game from our June tournament, so look out for that.